That down, let's move from Hell's Kitchen over to Pawnee, Indiana for a moment. One of my all-time favorite shows. Maybe a show in the past couple of years I've watched more than any other show is Parks and Rec. I mean, I still at least once a week will play Parks and Rec roulette, where I'll just open it up on Peacock and just close my eyes and flick through the episodes and then just hit play. And then just watch whatever's on while I'm eating dinner or something. It is one of the most charming, wonderful, delightful shows ever. Like right up there with The Office and Seinfeld and stuff like that for me. I loved it. I really missed the show a lot. And then they did that COVID special. Remember that? They did that where everybody was talking on Zoom calls. They lost none of their charm or their heart. I loved it. Well, now, Rashida Jones, who of course played Ann Perkins, you ethnically ambiguous beauty, as they would call her in it. She's coming out and saying, I think it might be time for us to revive this thing. As she was doing an interview, this comes from the folks over at Joe Blow, who wrote the following. It's been 10 years since Parks and Recreation went off the air. I still can't believe that. But we haven't yet gotten to the end of the timeline, as the series finale took us all the way to 2048. But for Rashida Jones, who played nurse turned Leslie Knope BFF turned beautiful obsolescent tree shark, Ann Perkins, she doesn't want to wait that long to reunite with her Pawnee pals. Speaking with Gold Derby, Jones said that there might be no better time to return for Parks and Rec than now, which is fitting since 2025 is one of the years featured in the show's future. Oh man, I hope sometime soon. I know Mike Schur was like, there has to be a reason for us to do it. We can't just do it, but I would love to do that. The reason I found this interview really interesting is because we've heard not too long ago, why am I freezing on the name of the actor who plays Tom Haverford?
Aziz Ansari?
Aziz, thank you. Aziz kind of mentioned this about a month or two ago about, hey, there's a lot of revivals going on, Parks and Rec, blah, blah, blah. Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman were doing this thing together, and they kind of teased it a little bit. And now we've got Rashida Jones coming out and saying this. Look, will they go back to it? I'm not sure. I think they would have no problem bringing everybody back. Even Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, whenever you hear him talk about Parks and Rec, he refers to everybody on that show as his family. Like that, a lot of them still all keep in touch on a regular basis and all that kind of stuff. And for me, the nature of the show Parks and Rec is as such that the plot didn't matter. It was just a great show with these collection of insanely wonderful characters, and we just watch them interact with each other. And it's just beautiful and wonderful, which is part of the reason why the COVID special was so good. So look, in an era where there's a lot of these old show revivals, some of them being more successful than others, I'll tell you what, I think the beauty of Parks and Rec has not lost an ounce of its potency. I would love to see this happen. I give it a 20% chance of actually happening, but I'm going to hold on to that 20%. Anyway, Chris, you read her comments. I know you are also a Parks and Rec fan.
I love this show.
Do you think she's right? Do you think the world is ready for one? Or do you think Parks and Rec, fair enough, might be played out?
I feel like the world needs a show like Parks and Rec right now.
I agree.
It was pre-Ted Lasso, before Ted Lasso existed. It was people who wanted to work to make their communities a better place. And sure, it was funny, and sure, there were goofs and gags, but it was somebody who, at the heart of it, just wanted the best for her community.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I think that's something we all can get behind is, don't you want to make where you live a great place? Don't you want to love your hometown and be proud of where you're from, even when your town does ridiculous, dumb things and you just want to try to find reasons to love it? This show was magical. It was wonderful. My friend Holly Constant does a great podcast called Park Pal that was featured on Entertainment Weekly recently, which is very exciting. And she's going to have a field day with them for some information. There's a couple episodes with me if you want to check them out. I think this would be great to revisit. This whole cast loves this show. Mike Schur is a little busy, but I think this would be really, really great to have everyone back on board. Chris Pratt could just take a break from doing some action movies. Amy Poehler could take a break from all the things she does. We get Ben Schwartz to take a break from his touring.
By the way, did you see... why am I just said her name. Amy Poehler and Tina Fey are going on tour together.
Yep.
Anne's already getting our tickets for
Oh,
it.
I'm so excited about it.
Do you know, can I admit something? Whenever I watch Severance, I kind of imagine that's Ben Wyatt 10 years after Leslie and a couple of his friends were killed in a bus accident or
This
something.
is literally my friend Holly's theory that they talked about on Entertainment
Really?
Weekly, where she was like, I think the
Actually, Ben
claymation
Wyatt.
is a bit of Severance. And Adam
It's
Scott
Requiem for a Tuesday.
and Adam Scott was like, I mean, it's not claymation, but this is a really good theory.
I told her it was better than Avatar. Anyway, Rob, I know you don't watch a lot of sitcoms.
No, I'm not a sitcom guy. I've just seen a few episodes of Park and Rec
Oh,
because,
God, I
you know,
love this
Elizabeth
show.
watches sitcoms.
In
so.
today's environment, though, with the revivals, do you think this is one of the shows that could come back, or do you think this is
Well, not
probably
only do I
more of
think
a
it could
pipe
come
dream?
back, I think with them talking about it, you now have multiple cast members talking about it. It's in the works.
You think so?
Yeah, and why not? Whether it's a movie, whether it's a new limited series, you know, in this day and age, everybody's so risk averse. It makes more sense to get these shows to come back than it is to create a new show. And this is a beloved show. People love this show. Like Chris was saying, there's no downside to doing something like this. And all this cast has done is grown in stature since
Yeah.
they've done Parks and Rec. I mean, this cast, they've all got great careers, and who wouldn't want to put these people together? That's one of this show's strengths was the chemistry between these cast. You loved watching this show. I can say, having not seen all the episodes, watching that show, the cast was amazing. I mean, you watched
so
the
good.
chemistry.
The chemistry was magical.
It really was, and to watch those episodes, why wouldn't you want to do this? And why wouldn't they want to do it? They probably had a blast making this show.
I just know that every couple of years, my heart would smile when I'd watch an episode, and all of a sudden the words "treat yourself" would come on. It's like, oh, it's a treat yourself episode. There weren't many of them, but I love those. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, NordVPN. All right, let's be real. There's nothing worse than wanting to stream your favorite show or watch a live game only to find out it's blocked in your country. But guess what? With NordVPN, that is never a problem. With just one click, you can switch your virtual location and access content from anywhere in the world. I have loved using NordVPN. Whether I'm traveling and using public Wi-Fi or just shopping online, NordVPN keeps my personal info safe and private. By switching my location, I can even save money on flights, hotels, and subscriptions. It's like a cheat code for getting the best deals. NordVPN is the fastest VPN in the world, so there's no buffering when I'm streaming. Plus, their threat protection feature blocks malware, trackers, and phishing attempts, keeping my devices safe 24/7. And with just one account, I can protect up to 10 devices, so my whole setup is covered. So to get the best discount on your NordVPN plan, head to nordvpn.com/John Campea, and our link will even give you 4 extra months for free on the 2-year plan. Plus, there's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Links in the description. Check it out now. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Do you think Parks and Rec could actually get a revival? I don't think there's any show that would be more ripe for one. I have my doubts they'll actually be able to do it, but I would love it if they did. How do you guys feel about it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.